Okay, I think we are on. So today is going to be a little bit different, I guess, because I will not talk a lot, but we will have a lot of exercises. So you can get your hands dirty, and thank you for the soundtrack, Otto. So today is mainly going to be about forms. And the reason why forms are interesting is because so far you have learned how to build web pages that the user can look at and not do anything much else with it. But when you add a form, you also open up this possibility for the user to interact. And then it also goes into a larger conversation into how do you secure these things, but that's a bit over the scope. So if we want to look at a basic form, emphasis on the basic, you can see that we have set up a ridiculously simplistic form here, and all the code that we needed is just right here. So what do we have? We still have the body tag to pull everything together, and then what we are starting on form with is actually a form tag, and the form tag has two important attributes to it. One is the action, which says what should we do with this data that is passed into the form, and the method, which is going to define how we do that specific action. So as you can see now, if I were to submit this form right here, it would somehow post the data to Talmor DK, not going to happen, with a get method, which I'm going to get back to. And then right here, we define all of the inputs and all of the so-called widgets that we want to add to our form. So the main component would be the input right here. And here, inputs have multiple different types. So if you've read the preparation, you know that there are quite a variety of these. So here we say that we want an input which should have a type tel, which is short for a phone. And then we also give it an ID. Now, where it gets a little bit tricky is down here, where we create a checkbox and then we give it a name, and then we also give it an ID. Anyone has an idea what the difference between these two are? Name and ID. Yeah, so here this checkbox has a name check and an ID ASD. No,
The name is like kind of action that we do.
No, this could also be whatever. Yes?
I think one of them is agreeing with the right?
Mainly, so this ID is actually the same ID as we've seen in CSS and HTML and CSS in the first class and in the second class also. And then the name is actually going to be relevant when you submit the form, because when you do that, it is going to pass these key value pairs. So it's going to say, okay, so it's actually, it's going to say phone number, and then whatever value you are passing through here.
So you can put the letters, so it has to be only numbers.
Yeah, so this has some kind of form validation built in that, hopefully I would not be able to submit this, actually. And this is where it kind of comes into play, what kind of input you have, because this does have some very basic built-in verification process that helps you kind of see if the content that you're trying to pass in is valid. Yeah. Otto, please. Otto, lay down. Lay down. Okay. Yes. So there's that. So the name is mostly for the server and for practically you to parse the information that you pass in. And the ID is for two things. One is for styling, and the other is for connecting to the label. Because as you can see, this mobile phone thingy has both a label and an input. And this is relevant because if I'm connecting these two, if I'm clicking on the select mobile, that jumps into the field immediately. So it knows that these two belong together, okay? And the way that you connect these is that you give an ID to the input and you define a label where the 4 should be the ID. And then this says that these two fields or these two entities should belong together. Clear? Perfect. Yes, so we have all of these different things, the phone, the checkbox, the radio button, and here, what is the main difference between like a checkbox group and a radio button group?
You can choose options. Check that.
We have to choose just one. in that level.
Exactly. And the way that you ensure that is by giving the same name to all of these. Okay, so here you can see that I can only pick one, but if I mess this up a little, I should be able to pick 2. So this can lead to a couple of surprises. If you can actually pick multiple radio buttons, then definitely take a look at whether all of the names are the same. And then here we have a select, which is just a very simple drop down. And here we first define the select tag. We open it, we close it like we learned in the first class. And then inside the select, we just define the options that we want to give. And then here we have a text area. This right now doesn't have a name or an ID or anything. Like I said, this is very simple and could be improved quite a bit. And then here in the text area, we can see how many columns and rows it should take up. So I can, make it a little bit, that's very exciting. So if it's 3 columns and 35 rows, then we have this very aesthetically pleasing text area right here.
What is the general numbers for it? The standard?
I think it was 30 and 3. It's like 30 columns and 3 rows. But it really depends on your application, I would say. And then we can also have a file picker, which is just a input type file. And then up here we have our buttons. And for the buttons, we can define multiple types. And out of these types, the button type button is, I guess, quite an interesting one because by itself, it doesn't do anything at all. While the submit is going to actually submit the form and the reset is going to reset the form. So basically I clear out all the inputs. So definitely only use that if you want that kind of functionality or troll the user, one of those. Yes. Yeah, and then you have all this data and then now you want to send it to the server and do something about it. And there are actually 2 methods to do that, get and post. And the difference between the 2 is actually quite well explained in this article that I recommend that you check out. But basically what happens is that like this is you send the request to the server and then the server sends you some sort of response. And the way you did it is quite relevant. So here, like we said, we define an action. So in some way, this data should go to example.com. Fine. And then we can decide how it should go there. And it can be this get method, which is actually not super secure because the way this does it is it takes these key value pairs. So this say and the hi, and the to and the mom, and it just kind of appends it to the end of the URL. So if you can see here, we are sending this stuff to foo.com, And what we get out of it is this foo.com/say equals hi and 2 equals mom. Okay. Clear-ish or kind of weird?
Could you please explain it again?
Yes. So, okay, so here we have the action that we want to do. Okay. And so we want to submit this form and we want to send the data to foo.com. And then we define that the method that it should happen through is this get method, which is practically just going to take the data that we are passing in and send it through the URL. So here you can ignore the label that doesn't have get has, but here we have an input which has an ID and it has a value. And this is the key value pairs that that we are going to send. Otto, lay down, please. I beg. Yeah. So here we send the ID, we send the value. So the way we do it is we append it to the end of the URL. So we have the foo.com/first key, first value, first key, first value.
So what we have, you don't have a get.
Post,
If
right?
you,
Yes. So what you don't want to do is send passwords like this or anything that that poses any kind of security issue. So, like, good rule of thumb, if it's the kind of data that you would not necessarily want everyone to see, then don't send it through get. But this is actually something that you see, for example, if you have a website that has a search box, and then you will see if you use the search, then it's just going to append the search term after the URL, and that's how you get the result. So that's one use case for it. Now, the other method is the post. Yeah. I don't think he wants to go. I think he just changed his mind.
It's like, I'm going to do this one.
All right, fine. Maybe I'll just explain this, give you an exercise, and then give him an exercise. Yes. Cool. So we have the post method, where the data is going to be sent in a different way. So, like this. The important thing that you can see here is that the host is still this foo.com. So we are not doing anything to the URL. We are just sending this data somehow through the server. Okay, and this is going to be a little bit server dependent, so we are not going to get into it, but basically it goes in the body of the request and not in the URL. So it's a bit more secure. And then up here, let's just close these real quick.
If it's secure, why do we not use all the time post? Why we have that?
Is because we don't always need that. Like, for example, the thing that I said about the search on websites, there's no reason really to use it. Yeah.
Speed.
I don't think there's a speed difference. But Thomas, I hear he will be here later, so maybe he knows a bit about the speed things and whatnot. Yes, so he actually made this thing where we can see what happens if we use a get form and a post form. And this is just sort of to reiterate what I said before, because if we use the get, we do test and test.com, we get, yes, that was a fine example of form validation. Yes, so here we use a method get, and then we get this server URL where we have our data, like very, very publicly in the URL. And here are again the key value pairs that I mentioned before. So we have the username up there, down here, and then an email up there, down here. So this is the name that we defined when we were creating our form. And then this is the value that we are passing into the input boxes. Okay, so this is the information that we get in the end. And this is why it's important to name these things sensibly. Otherwise, it can get a bit chaotic. And then we look at the post with the same exact kind of data. .com. And you can see that we still have the same kind of data passed in, we just don't see in the URL. Yeah. Yes. So actually, that's pretty much all I wanted to say, because the rest is going to be exercises. And here's the first one. So I'm going to give you maybe like 15 minutes for this, because here what we have is a lightly styled form. And we have all the inputs, we have a checkbox, some radio buttons and whatnot. And what we do not have though is labels to all of these. So we would want, you know, to have a label to the checkbox so we know what we are checking off, and to the radio buttons, and basically just the exercises to add labels, to practice a little bit. And if you're done in good time, then I would also recommend that you try adding some different input controls and just really get your hands dirty and experiment with setting up forms, and then style it in a way that is aesthetically pleasing to you. So, okay. Yes. Okay.
Every input, there should be a label. That's folder. Did I just write them? Yeah.
Then I have to get a way to connect the label and
Yes.
The number comes here.
yeah, but how the label know that I think the name is kind of, you just have to find out what you make it. Get a little bit of more formats. There's so many layers and stuff like that. Just I cannot remember how it is.
This CSS should make it wash. Important thing I'm looking at its name. And it's not only it's not that it's also connect with the name. So it looks good. So when you click on the this, it goes right here. It's your way to get this one there. It's and inside so if you click it in, just so this is for the same one. Yeah, so this is not style. It's not only with the issue, like you have to big place. If you click on the name, it will be the small. And you can do magic. You can do it. This one's small for you. Then you can change the detail and the good magic. So you always can connect the label with the item. You get the so you guys are very good. Always with those places and so yeah. So no, it's but yeah, the label doesn't work. We give you the title. You have to use the label. So and put this check inside the label. The opening tag before. So answer your question. Yes.
Ready buttons. Label reach. Next part is do that. So actually I go to the launch page, right? But the labels will
Yes. Yes.
I also think of doing everything like in CSS. So if you I was just like, I wanted to confirm that I'm doing right.
Yes. No. You can make the little, you can by putting the same or you have to make. So here's the other name,
So for example,
no.
And you can also put it under the name and under.
What?
Yeah, about this placeholder, this you implemented. Yes. Yeah.
So how's it going?
See what you can do. Okay. And what's fun? It's the input now. There's one button you can put that. Actually, forward slam stop and get down. Before you try that. No, that's great. You're going to send style and choose fire, maybe a different button. Yeah, I don't think you can do that just patient. I think you can patient on. It's a type of fire. You can use that and I think you can schedule like that. Style, exactly. That is the button. Understandable. See, exactly how you like it. Yeah, but you see that stars nice and it is not next to it. We have to put an ID, so it knows what emphasis or it knows which input box has to be linked to.
How many times in front of
So this has to be above. That's how it makes them together.
doesn't allow
So, let me see. What is the one place for male? Also, not the full thing. Okay. Yeah. Not yet. That's what they were. Yes. I'm leaving your email. You'll see it. It's pretty cool for well, yeah, implemented. It's already done for you. You don't have to do it yourself. That's true. If you want, you can also like Google like different eight types. So you can see like when you. Okay, I figured that. Anyway, but also types of music that's the author research those color. For the color you can choose any color you want.
I did.
Just this one side color and you can just we're going to use this now, but maybe going for a homework. Experiment different people. It's something that needs to consider. You're welcome.
It just runs weirdly. So what you can do is either like wrap the text in the select box into like a paragraph type, or after that you just add a PR. So at the end of the empty text. And yeah, before the next page. Yeah.
And then here you
Yes, you just put the name. Just open one. Yes, and put after. So inside the layer, if you want
It's very useful.
Yes.
You take the label, and you get how to this in here.
In technical on the yeah.
Yes.
All right, so anyone has some input for this exercise? How did it go? Good.
W3 school stuff.
Excellent. Yes. So how do we do? If I want to add a label to the text,
I put the input within the label. So you open the label, you give it a name, and you close it after the input.
that's one way of doing it.
Or you can put the long way, give it a form,
Yeah.
the ID down.
Yes. Exactly. So you could wrap the field in the label, or you would do for text box, and then you put the label, text box, whatever. And if I do this, nothing happens because it doesn't know yet which field. Yes, exactly. So here I put ID, which should be text box. And then now if I click on it, then it jumps into the field immediately.
But the first one is correct as well, if you just put it into within the label.
Yeah. Yeah. So then that would be like so. Yeah. Perfect. So any questions to this one? No. Okay. So then let's take a 10-minute break and then we'll head on to the next exercise.
Yeah, because when you start with the Number that you care about
Yeah, yeah. That's why we just do a lot of these
options, and both you put the label around. If you put it before, maybe to yeah, you want it on the right side? Yeah. Okay. Because this forward. So I see this is a line. You're right. Okay, other than that, you can also replace trace borders here. So vamos a usar los 45%. No, but that's okay.
That's why it's
That's fine. What about next? You put your name or something. That's more. It makes sense. Your name or something. Engineering, exactly. Yeah. I think yeah, the IDs are important because these labels, the form tag defines the ID, defines these inputs by the ID. Not so much don't use both. They use both, not use one of our. No, so you use the double ones like this here somewhere. Danish people. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Those things instead of the one. Yeah. So the actual black Maybe you could just like. Wait for something. That's a good idea. Maybe like one move on, just try it like CSS.
I think the photos for the and then I like also the
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah. We'll do it. We'll eat lunch, and then go into the section. So I'll finish mine, and then I'll just tell everybody that now is the time. And if it's not raining, we can go outside. Everything will go outside. Because the light is better.
Yeah.
Well, it's for my mother. I think she does all of it. Yeah, because this one's my mother.
But you.
Move around.
Yeah.
But like, I do know how to do. And that one is like the huge, but I put all the code here, just afterwards I think that I have to. So if I leave it there, I'm gonna lose it. So all the codes come here, storage here. These are more I learned that and I do that. So here's the. Okay, check.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so just to like, flat, I don't have an eye. Yeah, that's the hard part. It's what? It's maybe.
Okay, I'm just.
Very, very well. That's a problem we don't know.
This is the problem. Right here. I want this, I think this is the earth.
Like this, so. You don't change it. Moving, make it bigger.
That's the problem. Our class is without me. Some links here. Ones that I found on Google for the font stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, is she make a little bit of like some? Yeah, she make yeah, but Microsoft actually hired like they should. But the thing was really no. Get into the school and not right? We can use
I'm not going to. Yeah. Then I think there is. And you're gonna do some fun stuff. A lot of work every single I don't even know the brother. I know my mom. So what do you guys think? Should I send my code to Guinness?
What?
Should I send my code to world records? I know it's like
Because it was so good. It's not outside media and it's responsive. That code doesn't make sense. Not even.
has Judith and everybody.
Yeah, I showed them.
Yeah.
Miracle. You're the.
I am the structure.
You're the prophet.
You already finished the course. Yeah. And so here, find out.
With all this work about learn the names.
Google it.
That's all. Okay.
I try to memorize this. It's.
Yeah, if that's fine with everyone.
Yeah.
All right, so we have about half an hour until lunch break. So what I would recommend is that you get started on this exercise, this Facebook sign up,
Should we make it in code thing or VS Code?
whichever is your preference.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect. So yeah, try to kind of copy it as well as you can. Like given the time and the maybe complexity of the exercise, I would say that if you can sort of set up the basic structure before lunch, that's amazing. And then after lunch, you will still have some time to customize it and style it and whatnot. Okay.
Maybe we could have, maybe we should find some funding to have a future dog. Kind of like a therapy dog.
Yeah. But actually, I also said that to you, that everyone actually, or it's good, you know, everyone always like, when some rules like, and here, and then. So. It's almost, yeah.
It always breaks up like the it's like cozy.
It's a little bit more like at your place,
Yeah, at home.
if you have a dog.
Yeah. Probably not have a cat.
Yeah.
But my book.
Do you have an animal? Do you have an animal?
No, we were not allowed to.
Is
But
that what-
we always have dogs.
Okay.
Labrador.
What about in the language, Resh is, what kind of pets do you have?
But it's decent. What is decent that it and popular.
Yeah, because
Någon har fått en plan på men då är det
Det er ikke sådan en organiseret ting, hvor man bliver så udklædt. Nu skal vi også gå til udskålet, hvor vi siger, det er sådan, jeg har, hvis man har en gård, det er den, der har lavet en sjov. Vi har fået en fordel af, at man kan jeg tænker bare, at der er andre dyr, og nogle kan sidde for så den folkeskole, der var nogle rejse, når det rejse er. Men jeg bliver sådan en stor stille, rejse i folkeskole. Og slanger. Og sådan en, hvad skal jeg sige, en vores date, som det gode en øjeblik til det. Jeg kan spille noget plan, eller ikke skole, som ting. Så kunne man have en mor i en sted, når man kunne fødselsdag, eller det er jo kun, kan vi kontere på sådan over, eller på den henhold, eller hvad det vil sige. Nej, det er så nej. Jeg har taget sådan en uge. Skal jeg ikke bruge sådan en rundsted, eller hvad gør vi der? Ja, sandt, så det er fortsat ja, jeg tror, at det er sådan, at det godt sådan, at der er nogen, der siger, altså, jeg siger, men jeg tror, jeg faktisk, de er søde, og så synes jeg,
Let's just.
En ting er det faktisk, men jeg ved, det er sådan, kommer på forskel. Jeg tror, det er sådan en menneske, der bliver en video, specielt derude, det matcher lidt gerne med deres uddannelse, så vi kan få lov. Ja, så det er også nogle gange. Actually, no, so this one is really similar. Yeah. I really like good at once.
It looks like a mix of something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Let's get over it. And then to ask her, should we come back every Sunday and talk again? I don't want to. Oh, yes, we open to all.
If you want to volunteer with the law, what to do, so coding skills is also required.
Did you do your homework, did you? Okay.
Then our attention sitting around there, so really just want to be looked at them. It's really like a child. Compared to cats,
Yeah.
no, okay. This is annoying. I love cats.
Can you cat person? I'll do just people a little bit.
I don't really see this.
But when you saw my older brother get attacked by that.
Yeah, they can be.
And the young it was traumatic.
If I could have my way, I would just have a small but cute dog and a cat. And then they would do it.
Yeah, he's really. Easily one of them.
Yeah. Did you get lunch? Did you get lunch?
You've become the popular and
That's also a good way to win them over. Oh.
she just wants to be popular.
Yeah.
We have to take a question mark from fonts also. I don't. Or-
I'll just. Yeah, I think question over here as well. Yes. Do you want to consider? Yes. No, it's, so I would say just pick one of those, because there's some kind of, the ways of doing it probably do some regular expression that you don't want to get into. If you want to move on, or you can also just break it up to different. Oh, okay. So it should be very many points that, yeah. It's how the different points that what the options inside here, because it's still very helpful. And then I feel slightly bit of here, or the section of tree, and so should be inside from the so I can do that. Yeah, and additionally, what I use and you should do something so I want to make sure before I do with my yeah. Okay. And should I do ID for the just be fun.
Yeah, so just a side note here is like mobile number or email. This is probably some funky irregular expression that they're using. If you're wondering like which type to pick, just pick any. It doesn't matter. You could also just break it up to 2 different input fields, so you can have one for mobile number and one for email. Okay, cool.
You know what's that? Take long, right? You just have to know how to do it. Like Bill Gates said, they hire. I'm working my way up. Yeah. Why did it force it? It was not easy. Yes.
Yeah, and I didn't have it then. Very valid with them for a long time. So yeah, and there's one side of it, but this is something that I don't. Is that really good? Yeah.
Right. Not really like the date, the month. The same. Day of the month. See how there's growth in.
Yeah, but I have to want more.
Good. Just then we have to wait for 1.5 day of the month, right? So from 1 to 31, so that you can add like dates that don't exist. February 30th doesn't exist. That's too complicated. Just put numbers again. Numbering, you know. Visual. Just yeah, I mean, choose what date you want. It's going to be really fun. It's been 8 days. Just do the dates is okay. This was it's an input, right? Input was I use the password for the password. I forget. Yeah. The password. See how it is like that.
Yeah.
No, it's not. There's types of password here. Here. And also let's use the date for the birthday. Then there, it's like we connect to it here, use this, very easier. Use date. Yeah, I understand. But one thing you can do is like
So you do only one.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Facebook got did the list to make it nicer. It's a type day.
Ah.
Yeah, use one of them. I said, yeah, that's yeah, but it's good idea that you did that. But if your client wanted to use it specifically make that, we can do it like that. We also do it like that to make it nicer. That's the date type is very easier to use. But it's good that you know how to do that.
Even you get like here, and you want to know that like here, if you're calling the line to the by default, it is still.
Oh, is going to 5 weeks ago. Oh, this one. Yes. If you want to make sure that.
So I go here.
In one word? Yes. And one them back, the ghost be next to each other,
Yeah.
so the rest be below.
Yes. That's why I only.
Yeah, you're right. What you gonna do? When you get a chance.
Yeah.
Is that? Is just for like normal stuff. Yes. No, here.
Oh my God, you're not going
I think I do this with. There we go. I'm done. Just read it.
All right, let's take a half an hour lunch break. And then we'll get back and work on this. Yes.
Yeah, it's just.
Sorry, can I just,
Yeah.
You just go up, there's sandwiches up here, and there's tuna on the left, and there's a club sandwich in the middle. I think it's chicken and something else as well, avocado, and there's the avocado sandwich as well.
Tuna, chicken and avocado. But those of you, how many people want the pork chop? The question is not easy. Okay, we'll figure it out. Okay. We'll eat and then we'll go out. Use the first one.
I like this one. There's all four.
Yes. You're trying to make it.
Yeah. Okay.
But
But
wait, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm. I don't remain and so you don't give it to the time. And you don't even want to.
You did it. I mean, you have
Chicken.
Yeah, it's changing.
Do you ever wear like Denmark? You ever wear hoodie?
Yes. Or it, you know, like we celebrated Diwali.
Yeah, it's supposed to be one. You don't call it Sahara, right?
Like every festival is this. Diwali is your part. It's fixed. There's your part. Yes. Like she wants to say that it's a festival. When she wants to say that it's a festival, she will use your part. And Diwali is what your part. So, just like.
Some holiday.
Even to make.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so nice. They gathered all the family. But is the Diwali the biggest one?
That's the beginning.
Because in the context of the time, it comes right before. So I went.
When they have to decide, yeah, that's the time we start our, like, important things like the, we don't get married, if we don't get married in certain period of time.
So it is like
Yeah, so when they celebrated like a huge, we also celebrated, but we call it small one, big one. We celebrated, but once that.
you still have some like, traditions. I don't go around. And so many like every like speaks and understands the Hindi, but not the other way. So, because Nepali is like, different.
Like we have been working on it.
It's difficult in Nepal, like everybody wants it to be like value. Yeah, I was like, but actually, I was before, like, because I like the burden and the just
So it's really close to our history.
yeah, not just action.
Yeah. So this movie is like, I don't know, it's like there was a movie and it was all about maybe you can understand it because you are working with education. So it was like he becomes that rich guy who wants her daughter to get an excellent school, but has to pretend to be poor to get the quota. And it's really movie.
But I watched another one that like related to kids and education where. But it's that one guy. I think he's also from Three Idiots.
Yeah, I mean, and then you might have had it. I mean, it's very good for me. Yeah, he also makes leading for movies like you should, if you ever get time, you watch Dangal, and Dangal is like it's a struggle with three girls. Like he was a wrestler, but he could not get any award.
But that's recent one, no?
It's a recent one, but it's a very good one.
I heard about it on the like.
It's a very good movie because it's a real life movie, so it actually happened in India.
Oh, it's a.
It's not strange. It's like it's a movie of a father who was always sad because he didn't have a son, because he wanted to make his son a wrestler, and then he decided, okay, I will do it with my daughters.
Oh yeah, I saw that my company, they asked. Got good reviews also. But I remember this coming out, but I'm like. Maybe take your red one because I think. Sorry, that one won't be. People like that. But yeah. I know there's one, there was a time, which one, Punjab, I think? Like it was about like Europe, yeah.
Now we have very good movie. It's very fun.
Not this one.
Even
Even those are dull, my opinion.
but it's like now they make very good movies. Like yeah, they have very few actors that make. They are devoted to make this.
Yeah. I wish they would show also in Danish cinema, but it's mostly Hollywood, or only Hollywood,
But we like it's like, but it's just one or two shows.
I don't remember, wait. No, wrong check.
For the next week. So this is
What?
What do we have for the next week?
The class? Kids. I'll just tell you about it. I'll tell you about it after lunch as well. But yeah, one Git introduction to Git with Younes. Remember Younes? Younes. Yeah, Younes, Uber guy.
Oh, yeah.
Bald, yeah. Him and
Eunice was the one that
But it's just like
last time, yeah.
Like,
Next to the.
have this Facebook group that is called Pixie World. So they work closely with cinema. So then as I get minimum number of bookings,
Yeah.
minimum.
Oh,
Then they will show it some of the cinema like that is. So it happens.
But that's a good idea actually. But also, this is for parties. Yeah, the cinema down here, they also show like different kinds of movies. The Indian community is as big as
Now it's getting bigger, it's not so big.
like what do we have, like a couple of thousand or like how many people?
We were not even talking, but now like this year, luckily there were so many Indian defenders who want to do that. So this year we are really.
Get some food now. No?
In August, you could not find anyone to celebrate Diwali with
Really?
in last 2 years.
But like
this
where,
year-
you ask on Facebook or like somewhere?
Yeah, we had this Yak Indians in August.
Okay.
Or maybe it was Corona or something, but this year we have had very good Diwali.
Oh. It's nice. It's nice to be able to like do this. I don't know. Also for your kids, yeah, for them to experience.
My kid, like he's 5 years, and he was like,
Yeah, I think I have the screen. It's the connector, it's the pin on the screen. So I hope I can get it fixed. But I was probably, I will go and check it and see just how much it costs if it's possible. Because we looked it up, if you open it just a little bit, it's working, but then if you open more, and it's because the cable is like being pulled. But obviously I can give it back to you. Thank you. Yeah, we're just talking about the Diwali. Like how big the Indian community is. Yeah, big, yeah. Like population is the biggest, right? But because the reason, all those and building and what is not what is, but earning there are a lot of money because there are big companies here. So many people coming for like not a resident, but still, like a work. Yeah, so there are plenty of people know, especially. Yeah, like was it like Lego or if you go, there's so many engineers. Because in Ecost, there is a group. They are almost like 70-80 people. From same office. Yeah.
They have they have very close knitted Indian community because they all work to the same workplace.
Yeah. But it makes like Stephen got out of the tree. What? You know, I guess, but then South Dakota is two different states. It's a first time. There's the first time for everything. But yeah, by the way, it makes sense. Like, a huge company. But they already announced this November, this December. They know they are totally 2,800 people and 800 people from Denver.
Only in two branches.
But
Opening and,
yeah, but it's like.
800.
But it would be from production.
Yeah.
And not.
No, they already received an email. Like my friends who, they already received an email. The date they don't tell. So you will receive an email. If you are at work on 1st of January, you are. So they are confused which department they gonna touch. But it's in.
It's all the culture.
But they are doing this thing for 10 years. Yeah. So it's not.
Depending on how the world economy is going and stuff, it might be in the future. More they are, something, you know, but you do it, you normally met the report.
Just now I know because my wife said she also studied in agriculture. My wife's friend.
Okay, yeah.
She's a
I'm like your wife.
Last year, then at home and.
Oh.
She's working in Kilo.
Same?
No, it's one thing is the software for the premium course. Like dealers do.
Yeah, okay.
I think they are the only one in Denmark. Before it was CDK Global. Now the company was bought by the UK, and it's called Kilo.
Yeah.
It's in Bailey. It's a small one, but
But it's going well.
it's like a Danish one.
I want to see. Arizona.
But she's working in a very old one, COBOL. You know COBOL, the language.
Oh.
She was like, because they have only 3 people working there with that language, and they were working in the same company for 40 years. And she went, and they want to fire one guy. So and she asked many times, do like BB or they said, no, we need someone for. That means she can work only in the company because most of the company now.
How many are left? Two. No, but what's? Wait. Okay, are you ready? Like you should know where you should put the code. You understand that it's easy. The rest is in every code. All out there. You stop laughing. Why are you laughing? It's easier like that. Why should I memorize?
Of course.
Yeah, I lose my connection. I don't know. And are you ready?
Yeah. When I was low, the friend. Use the internet.
This is a little diary. Like, even diary. What, you don't do diary?
These are the things they gave us in the, I'm going to show you the people.
What? What is this? Type of words. Type of words. What?
Remember that I told you
What is this?
Funciona.
Funciona. Oh,
Okay, you were.
oh yeah, that's why I couldn't read it.
So this is the figures. So this is your symbols, picture, yes. Highlight references or important things. And later they normally the both.
Over there.
What else? Then those are the same thing, like not the same cover letter for every job apply.
That's stupid.
Well, there is people who
That's like they, for every job that they apply, they send, another CV or another form. Here. Why did I do that?
My the question is looking at something. I like that. Like, I got it. Not and the same thing. So usually I make like a big CV and then you can put things and apply different jobs. Also they follow the I want to work here. Fight for the company. Word
I've been playing with logos since I was 2. I am suited for this job. I can finish a website in
Now you can,
2 minutes.
you cannot send this to the same person.
That's emotional for that's my emotions on the line.
I was there. And I was going to, and then on the type of work that you
So yeah, these kind of stuff. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna trust everything in you. You minus well, I pay you. Done. Oh, so. Yes, deal. You know what is this called?
I never thought learning that.
I do. I want this. When are we going
I go. Because you might run. Yeah. Okay.
Very nice.
We decided that, like, at the time, I was like, yeah, it was good time. I thought that this that job, that place was really good. We was in the, no, that's what I'm saying, man. Yes, the corona stuff, the corona was only like, me or something. Yeah, like this year, a lot of interviews. Okay. It's good for job. Because it's, it was just imagine when you just have so much heat and I don't know, I mean, so different environment as you heard, and then it's just like, first year I was like, yeah, and a lot of colors. You are the most colorful in this room. I was not planning, but like last night I was talking to Rizvi and we started talking about Indian and Karan Johar because like I know his wife is from Nepal and Nepal is like we are just crazy about color. Let me get the rest of it. But I think that's so great. It's like, I don't know, it's just like, I don't know if it's just cool, but I think when you're kind of whole place is up to you, it's dark and it's rain, then it's just like for me, I feel if my clothes is very colory or colorful, I just feel like when I'm all pale, it doesn't look as good when I'm tan. I love having a lot of colors on, but the winter I always end up with a lot of.
Just what my husband says when I dress up like this, that do you think that you are properly dressed? Yes, I'm going to class and I'm very proud of
Yeah, yeah, it is nice, you know, it's nice colors. It's something that we get a little bit sometimes in Denmark because when it's also practical reasons, less color, those are the more practical for city weather. Yeah, you know, that's like the best person for biking in the rain, and it's very different. But it's just fun. You know, like-
So that's the reason I got it because it's like I would travel by bus and my husband would pick me up so that I don't have to go. That's the reason I bought this dress. It was again the time of corona and it was so pissed off at home and I come up with limited clothes. So I bought all my clothes and then it was like yeah. I was so pissed off at just green color. Like some so I ordered everything in India and I asked my family, this is from here, but we have this. Yeah. And it was so.
This one second.
Yeah. It's like it's facing just to sit at home and.
Yeah, you need something else cheerful.
Yeah, I got a lot of clothes.
Yeah.
And I also, auntie, she cleared everything here. All of it, yeah, I had, you know, like colorful wardrobe. Yeah, and I used to have it at home and everything.
And now it's here.
Yeah. But then I got confident that, okay, that no one had time to just look at me and think that, okay, what is.
No, but I think it's nice because it's part of the culture as well, you know. It's nice that you can see that you have some different culture and style as well, because it's part of the history world. And that you can see sometimes when you can always see when you're in other countries.
memory is up.
You guys look things sweet, because you're all
Like, what are you doing so professional? You're looking so professional.
Jealous.
More I'm learning than and more I go, they're really motivate everyone to have their culture.
Yeah.
They just want us to learn language and etiquettes. They don't want more than that.
No.
They don't want us to be Danish.
Not just being Danish.
Yeah. It's safe, exactly.
But it's practical with the language as well for yourself, because you know, for understanding everything that goes on. News, but actually, in my opinion, I love French, so I speak French, and I feel like the fact that I can speak French just allows me to, you know, more get a sense of who are these people, they're getting invited into their homes and being friends with them. But you have to, you know, always speak English. You can work it out in Denmark because all they speak English almost, except for old people. But it's just a different way of, you know. Yeah. Yeah, that's true, but it's a different way of learning a culture, getting to know a culture that's when you can speak their language, it's just more easy to access, but.
Or
you
you
know,
just can go to Gammelburg here.
yeah,
And touch the history immediately.
that's true, that's nice.
Which we could copy paste the language.
But it's, but it's a bit expensive, Gammelburg, but I don't know if you know, but in the evening, I think in the evening, you can actually. Doors are open and then you can just walk through it for free.
But I don't know, we are so proud to be in Denmark that we pay and we have visited everywhere. So we created so it's like, okay, just buy a ticket and go and see that how these people are, and then, and now we stopped going to the stores because it's like, I think that everyone is like, depends because they all are interior in the finger.
Yeah.
But we did a lot because when nothing was there to visit, we used to go and visit Gamla because only few things were open.
Yeah.
That's-
And you can always.
Where was the first place when you took the market?
Dog one.
Okay.
August and
So
not women service, and it's like I had that when my son was 2 years old, I used to go there every day. We moved there on the first Wednesday night at the start.
Yeah.
And I used to go start service apartment here. So then I had to find a place where my son can play at the same time as like close and the dog on Pittsburgh. So it's like it's space to our life.
Yeah.
Only free city in all Europe.
starts your read and then
Close
there's
the hole.
legends for the children.
And my you like to jump here, but you will kind of reach the goal. And better, it's not good, just go inside because it's like, okay, first you was just for us. And just learn. To work it out. It was fun.
On and on. As far away to go back.
It's like, I will decide sometime, like, maybe in a long time. Ago, like, go back. I think that's myself. With a, he says that
For that little guy, it's kind of learn, has to feel like the plan is huge because you also makes them on your phone better, very like so, and you would all be able to figure out engage my energy engage and then
my son, he goes on to Spanish, obviously like he finished his Spanish kindergarten. Now he's been Spanish school. Then big said to me, it's like, it's not he who has to make it, it's first you have to make it better, because it's like, the way we study in India is entirely different from what they do. My son is.
yeah, you can't just convert it very.
It's just a style, so he might know, he might have sufficient knowledge, but he's not used to following orders.
Yeah.
But in India, like, maybe the teacher knows what they do. Yeah, it's an expectation. He needs to learn the maths. And then and India, like, you need to learn maths and you need to draw it's like two things. They have to do that. There's no problem in the things that yeah, but you know, I'd say it's really when we sit on the inside. They're really kind. And it's really nice, fun grades, because they told us that it is effective, don't school, sit next to that, there is something.
Will be disappointed if you don't like it. You don't like it. You don't like it. It's not beautiful. Then
Your whole girls.
But my friend can say, this you will tell me it's like you train like fiction. And you are all together. Yeah. It's my one of the but and I don't try to because that was 3 times like that. It happens when I'm split. But for me, correctly.
And then.
Fortunately.
If my marriage, They have.
So that's time they did like the
Not very big. That's my brain issue.
So it's kind of different here, but like I saw. So we get the label out the country. Yeah, there is a line, but it's divided. Yeah, you can post it. The country is the rules change a little bit. Yeah. I remember it's no place that I can send you to, right? For example, for YouTube, right? If one is don't have a passport, because I I'm staying there, it's another country. It's how it's like also Ukrainians from that part, we're not giving this. You're not here.
Take it out actually.
Okay, so just
Yeah, if you're okay with me, like just going on LinkedIn, no, like to see. But one second.
This section.
The education.
so you need or you can like
No, I just want, okay, yeah, you can prove it to
that's
me.
fine.
No, I just wanted to see, check the slides, like what I.
One moment, just wait. Fine.
Okay, class 24, let's get started. Get back to business. Yes, is everybody here? Yeah. So last week, I quickly gave you the homework, extra homework assigning on making a LinkedIn. So I hope you made a LinkedIn profile. If not, do it this week, because I'm gonna do like a 20-minute thing on LinkedIn, and then also a longer like career talk. Once we get a little bit in, I haven't decided when to do it, but I was just talking to Meche about it. Like from last class, one of the feedbacks was, we should start talking about the networking and career side of things earlier. So not all the way at the end. So that's why I'm kind of like trying to introduce a little bit now. Also, just to get you thinking about all these things, no? So the first basic thing is have a link, have it filled out, no? So just like pulling up a few examples, no, of these amazing students here in the class, because we also talked how like good standard profile looks like, right? But I don't know, do you have a cover photo? Is this standard one? Yeah, actually the cover photo is not so important. Like you can use it to showcase your personality, or if you have something, I don't know, or like maybe you also had like a desk background, right? Which is also an option. The most important is Mercedes. Oh, you're using your, yeah, the first one. The most important thing is to have a nice profile photo. No, shows like, yeah, you're a serious professional person. No, but like, yeah, if you chose to have this, I don't know, did you make it yourself or did you find it? Yeah, you can do whatever. No? Okay.
but the photo, of course, your name, this and that, location. If you want, I really like when there's like an about section, when you just write a couple sentences about who you are, maybe what your professional interests are, right? You see, Tito is very skilled in in negotiation and so on and so forth. Like, it doesn't have to be much, no? Yeah, like this is fine, right? You can also add more if you want, but something that would be relevant in like professional context, right? So you could say like you're an aspiring front-end web developer or whatever. Yeah. And then most important thing is just your experience, right? So your previous, if you do have previous work experience, you put it here. So basically just take your CV and put it on LinkedIn, right? It matters so much to be able to, for a recruiter, for anybody to quickly go in and see, get an overview of, okay, what have you done? What roles have you had before? And read about it, right? So you can structure this in different ways, right? So Tito, he wrote what your main responsibilities were, right? Yeah, you can also write what you have achieved. If you've achieved, I don't know, if you worked in something where there's like you fundraised X amount of millions of krona, or you achieved this or that, you could also put it here. I like it when it's like responsibilities. So you show what you
The
worked
reason
on.
why we didn't put achievements here, because when we make the CV, we put achievements in that one.
Yeah.
So they will compare, always they do background check.
Yes.
So that's the thing we didn't, because there will be a lot of achievements, every month, so we cannot put everything.
Yeah, it'll be long.
Yeah, they will put only the resume here, and this one is matching.
Yes, and it's literally, there's no like right way to do it, so it's also a little bit up to you, right? But put in here like what you worked on, what your responsibilities were, even if it's not connected to web development, right? So it doesn't matter, like if you had responsibilities before you did any work, just put it in here. Don't worry too much about it like not being compatible, because it's a part of your work experience, it's part of who you are. And the most important thing going forward is, of course, that they can see, okay, you did Hack Your Future, right? Or you did whatever else as well connected to web development. Yes, and you can also include, yeah, later on, if you have like an online portfolio or something, I would put it maybe in the about section. I don't know, maybe there's other places also to put it, maybe in contact info, something like your online portfolio, right? If you have one, or later on you'll also make one, right? It can be GitHub, but it can also be if you make like a separate, right? Wasn't it the assignment for week 1 to make like an online CV kind of thing?
Yeah.
So I can put up, is Sergey there? Yeah. So what is Sergey's? Oh, okay. I can show you next week, no? Or like some of the ones from class 21, they made like online portfolio, no? Do you have it? Yeah. Do you remember?
Just wrote it down, his name.
Sergey? Was it Bandar? You can do it. Just to show you like what portfolio could look like. Oh, Borodin, yeah, that's right.
And there is, I
Yes.
think, his LinkedIn. No?
But he has, yeah, but his online.
Yeah, and it should be
assistant?
here, like his portfolio.
Maybe under.
Maybe in about, no?
Yeah, yeah, here.
Hmm.
Okay, we'll find it.
Contact info, it's,
Yeah, right. That's the only place also you can put yeah, there
Yeah.
we go. Yeah, okay. But yeah, so this is what I'm talking about, right? Like kind of showcasing what your skills are. Jan, did you also make one? No, you don't have one. No. But this is a nice way like to link and to be able to show, okay, this is what I can actually do, right? So this is a way to like both your design skills and so on and so forth. But then he also has, yeah, you can download the CV, links to different whatever social media profiles and so on, and of course GitHub, what your skills are, and then your actual portfolio of projects. So if you haven't worked on any before, you will have at least 2 from Hack Your Future, right? So the 1 week meal sharing app project, individual project, and then the final project that we're going to be working on together, right? So you can put these here.
Or
Or
the same project. Like that, they have.
No, it'll be different. The meal sharing app, I don't know if we're gonna change it or not. But this is the 1 week project. The final project will definitely be different. Yeah. Do you remember I told you about the online toolbox that the class before they made for that school in Aarhus? So it'll definitely be different for us. Yeah. Okay. But that's basically it, right? So profile photo, your experience, like also Mechi here, you put, and then put Hack Your Future as education. Yeah. And here, like we talked about, you can put, I don't actually know if there's like one correct way, but like student in web development, you can also just say like web development course or something if you're not comfortable having a student in there. But yeah, add it there.
Would you please check my LinkedIn as well?
And right now, you want me to?
Because I cannot see those parts that you're talking about. Would you come?
Yes. Okay. Yes. In case anybody is in doubt. Yeah. It's also nice actually, to have a little bit of activity, like if you go and comment and stuff, right? But that's also for a little bit later on.
Yeah. What's it called?
But your experience, no, Raman, maybe you haven't added any, and that's why it's not here, or we can look at it. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't see that part, so that's why.
Yeah, it should be in. There's like a. Yeah. Check mine, no. It should be here. And if you choose edit, like if you change it, it should be there, unless you have deactivated it somehow, right? So if you add a position, it comes back. Yeah, well, we can look at it. We can look at it. Yeah. Okay, but we'll do more on this. Okay, I just wanted to give you a little bit of getting started on it. So if you don't have a LinkedIn, please make it so that we're ready also to work a little bit on it. And like Mechi also said, like go check out different profiles and see. There's so many different ways of structuring it. The main thing is just to be able to see what have you worked on and what are you doing right now. Yeah.
Can we add each other? Like,
You should add each other. Yes. And also, I think maybe 4 or 5 of you have added. You should all add me for sure. Connect with you, if it's on. So for sure, yeah. Within the Hack Your Future community, don't be too scared about sending connections, right? Yeah. And then everybody has their own. I don't know. Do you use LinkedIn a lot for your work? Okay, yeah. Because some they're like, yeah, I'll just send a connection out of the blue. With whoever. I also do it sometimes if I can see there's mutual connections and so on, but otherwise it's always nice to add a note, right? To why you want to connect with someone. But within the Hack Your Future community, we all know why we're here, right? So if it's with alumni or current students or whoever.
Other people know that I do their accounts.
Yes, there's an option you can change. It's like if you want.
Because sometimes I see that someone will look at it and I see, I don't know these people, they just.
Yeah, it could also be recruiters and whoever.
And then maybe I should go to other because
Yeah, you can switch it off, but then you also can
you can see.
your day.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's also if you have LinkedIn Premium and stuff, you have more insight into it. But don't be too scared. It's not bad. I'd like to go and check somebody's account. Okay. Last thing, just very, very quickly, is study groups, right? So this is kind of open. In Copenhagen, they have every Wednesday, you can come into the office and there's an open study group where you can get some support and stuff. We don't really have that luxury here in Aarhus because I'm also just working 3 days. So it's not regular every week. Plus we don't really have an office, but I kind of wanted to have this as a initial thing. If you feel the need to meet up, maybe it's mostly the people living in Aarhus. I don't know if you would travel from Aalborg to Aarhus for a study group during the week, but there are some possibilities. If you really have a strong desire to meet up during the week in person, we could try to test something out. This is the first time that we've done it here in Aarhus. So it could be once a week that I find a place and we meet up, have a cup of coffee, and you can sit and work. You can also just arrange it within yourselves and do it on Zoom and whatever. But I don't know, do you do it now? Do you have calls during the week with each other, or do you work on it?
I do this for work.
Okay. Okay.
I've been talking with Dimitri.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, you know that you can use it. each other and like ask for help and stuff. And if we want to meet up, we can figure it out. We can also see like if the need comes as we get into JavaScript and so on. Yeah.
And otherwise, there are also public places where you can meet for study for, like Git or something, where it's always open and you can buy some coffee and it's really nice. And there are lots of different study spots for groups. So that's also an option that which is open for everyone.
Yes, that's true.
If you don't have a place to do it privately. No, I don't. Depends whether you want something very close, but there are also just tables around a place where you can sit down, where you can be actually pretty quiet. I think as well. Be humble to work at something together.
Yeah. Like dog one for sure. There's the like cafe space and library space. There's so many. And then there's also like libraries around. Like they're all open, they're all public, but like with if you're sitting and talking and stuff, there might be some places where there are some restrictions, right? Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. There should be spaces around town, right? But yeah, or maybe we'll check it out. Maybe I'll say, yeah, out where I'm sitting now in the office space in Brabant, maybe we'll do like, hey, from this and this time, this and this day, you can come by and meet up. And then if people sign up, we'll keep going. And if not, then we won't. Yeah. So it's only if the need is there. Okay. That's it. Next week, bye-bye HTML, CSS. We start Git. So introduction to Git with Younes, who you've all met, right? Younes and Ahmed, who you have also met. Uber Ahmed. No. Anyways, you'll see him. And they're coming. And yeah, I think they'll also post on Slack if there's anything you need to prepare and so on. Yeah, I think there will be. But that's it. Thank you for your time. Yeah.
Yes. So we still have 1 hour to go. And basically you have this assignment here or like this little mini project. And then if you're done with this, then you can get started on this one, which is a little bit more tricky because you have a mock-up for desktop and another for mobile. So here you can flex also your responsive skills. And yeah, that's going to be it for today. And if you have questions, then just raise your hand. No. It's so I would say just as far as you can get. And this is not something that we will ask to see, but if you have time during the week to finish it or whatever, then it's definitely good practice.
How we can block it without JS to change the meaning, so just
Oh, no, just the.
okay. Yeah.
First thing you remember this yeah, it's almost been the previous
this refresh. We change changes. You want them in the center. You want them in the center or that's one thing. You want to like here or something like this. So you want the whole section to be used that way. I see. Do you want that? Is this your page now? You know. Well, I know you can do this.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, just put a margin, since it's a bit about that. Margin, you know. Doesn't want to, we just look at this. Yeah. You can also do this, just put like 48. Space. There's the automatic way to do it, and it's just some solution that you don't have with that, we see it all the time. And that's yeah, right. It's easy to see it's one that. That's what you're welcome. See if we can find a way that we can do this automatically. It's a channel. Just it. So they fit the they fill out the whole. They do that by next row. But the even if you use the item, it's actually yes. Any percentage, it's not how much, they should fill the whole thing, what else do we get? Larger gap. Small gap. So. Inputs are very. No. Yes, I don't think yeah, that's it. No, it was not a seven. Just you can get that. The difference is the work. But yes, and you can find the input inside of it. Okay, but when you say input, right, it doesn't have to be like okay, so then here you have to yeah, but the name is you have to logic this. Yeah. Maybe there are other terms in the program. And I think this yes. Remember is not in this. Yes, inside of in this state, you're creating you have the all this design is not because then yes, because like my time For instance, one to the next, is it move one thing? Now it's go to now. Do those something.
You can see it. That is, that's what you do.
Which can you give the argument? I close my eyes.
I'm just putting it in the Slack.
And then we have to go on. I had not. Take the code. Yeah, you can do it. Most of the time it's the same. I like that. And then you do this, the margin for the nice one. Yeah.
Very good. That's the whole experience. Here's this gradient. So there's like three steps. Circular gradient. There you go. Circular gradient.
Yes, exactly. They need to be like, because it's not, there's no keys, and then only sliding things. Yeah, just the next.
Yeah, it was this was good. I guess. We need to make this just to stay. This where it is. Here, I will take.
By the name.
Have this. Right, it's the way so this is. How much the maximum, otherwise if you look at this, then you have some complicated, every year is sometimes 28 days, another 29 days. Facebook about this, but JavaScript. Check what's going to be. Okay, yeah. Make it 6. Make this one. That one is. Yeah, so he already said it's automatic. They will make this very translate and so this You don't need the pattern. Okay. Yeah. Or is it all just it and then they put the pattern in the bottom? So I think depending on the bottom, it's larger. No, that would be better. No, I don't know. You want larger. So, yeah. It would be better.
Yeah. Yeah. You want to make it better, it's always separate. Yes. And we can not out doing so. And then always going to if you're shrinking the screen and you
Time between this one and this one. The one thing I remember is one. Make a horizontal line. One thing yes.
And again, I don't even know how to work, but it doesn't seem my. I just overflow within the. That's really bad. Yeah. I did the hours. Just kind of balance. Oh, now it works. Okay, nice. So I'm gonna try to implement those skills. Yeah.
Also, just like one that says we can I should put this one, let's do this one. Not this is for this.
So this one is here.
Just make. And I think she'll find. Make give it a bigger width What are you doing? Then, yeah, you have to make R1. Okay. That's the way it is. This album space between people and there's no difference between them. Then just using that. It's fine. That's that's yeah, that's in. It was important because we were talking.
I think this also really.
I can't add the icons in the on.
You have to edit in the base model. Sure, actually. In this case, we make all of them. This
It's looking good. And then I just need to make two buttons. Right. Or you can make two games without the double. Change it for example. Yeah. Because if I make it there, I should take it to the button. Yeah. The button is already in the street. I think there's one thing that can do is border 0 or something like that.
This one.
Yeah, border not. I just actually learned it like. The border not the perfect. Able to make it even wider. And the logos inside. Yeah. Probably you can get the page file to go SVG. No, it has to be. Yes.
Whatever.
You know why, if you do SVG, if you zoom in, it's not gonna get any worse quality. This vector, but that's a different thing. Yeah, even if it is okay. This.
I take it and put it in the same folder. And I refer to it.
Yeah, yeah. So you know, if you name the something JPEG like with Windows, again, like images more than just like JPEG. That's okay, that's okay. Don't worry about it.
Yes. How much more time do we have?
I don't know what the name.
13 minutes.
13 minutes.
Yeah, but it doesn't need to be done.
We can finish that. We can finish.
And that's just a little bonus homework if you have time.
So then we have to look and those two.
It's us, maybe. Yes. No.
Yep. Yeah, that would need to, but they actually just need to work. Or it's okay. It's so. Actually, like. That's what the whole thing Yes, so here I would just.
I want to give it a border around it, so it's more visible. Like a shadow around it. You can do that. Yeah, I know, I don't know the box shadow on it, but box shadow. Yeah. The way it's in that, I don't remember how you said it. Oh, which one is this one?
Yeah, this one.
On the left, no, I don't know. It's usually the word is the wrong thing. What they did there, it means it's for the whole page. So this one, it should be part of the main flash. So you should have the public basically, because this message are all for the whole page. Yes, we hope that the fact that this is this, but it is maybe if you go downward, more than the page. I see. You know, I go then here, it's over. If you remove that, how does it? Okay, yeah. What if you remove this, how does it? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, now it's been. I know we need to use the brush. I think there's some great. So then we can put previously fixed and now.
They don't have to do that.
Then you can basically like. Right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can have things, you know, you have to speak. And then you have to go there, like if it is a week for the body, then the children will become like shoot and
Okay, so this is all the time that we had for today. Don't worry about it if you did not manage to finish the implementation of this. I would say for the next week, focus on the homework, and then if you have some leftover time, then finishing this up would be a good idea. And like we talked about, if you can submit the homework by Thursday, that would be lovely. If you have any questions, we are on Slack, and everything else is in the nation.
What is our home?
That is also in the Notion, actually. So if you go here, you can see that you have a nice little homework coming up for week
This is
3.
the last HTML and CSS.
Yes.
So the fun is over.
Different kind of fun is going to proceed from this point on. Yes. Yeah. But thank you for your work in the last 3 weeks, and good luck with the rest of the things.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So next Sunday, Git. Will be next. And do it right out if there's something to prepare. Yeah.